18 points to 5 against Mozambique. And you'd be quite familiar with the England representatives so far. England represented here by Daisy Boardman and Alice Jagielska, Mozambique by Veronica Roque and Nadia Bango. Nadia Bango, number 2. She'd be closer to the net for Mozambique in the green and black outfits. And that was Nadia Bango getting across to that one. Not enough of a touch on it. Bango with the purple hair, and the other of the Mozambique players, Rocky with the green. Boardman with the serve here for England. She's in the back court and didn't get enough onto that there, Boardman. So they still stay ahead 19-7, 2 points to go. Both of the English players have come out with pink tattoos. Well, not tattoos, but markings or cosmetics on their faces. And that's not affected their performance. 19-8 so far in this first set. That's out. So England 28, and they are ahead, and they're looking to wrap up set number 1 here. Here's how it's gone for England. Started off with a 2-1 win over Rwanda. Then went ahead. They lost badly to Australia 2-0. And then another loss, another win this time against the Bermuda team. But it was defeated to the Kenyans by 2-0 that has put England on this side of the draw. England qualified for this game by beating Bermuda by 2-0, and now on the verge of the first set here against Mozambique. Bango gets this one up for, that one is in off the net cord. Just beat Boardman to it. So Mozambique into double figures. That's in. That is the first set for England. So as easy as you like it, England are rolling here already. 21-10. First set already has gone to England. And that first set, the other game is almost up to the end of the first set. And here's how it went in the first set for England. 7 out of 12 successful attacks. And for the Mozambique team, just 4 of 13. They've already had 3 faults to England's 2. And 4 aces for the England team in that first set. Those are the salient facts of the first set, as England take it quite comfortably. And the team that wins this match will finish 5th in the competition, with the losing team finishing in 6th place. The other match, which is taking place on court 2, features Bermuda and Scotland. The winner of that will finish 7th, and the loser will finish in 8th place. Places 10, 11, and 12 have already been decided. And here is the confirmation there. And it is Bermuda that have stunned Scotland 21-12 in the first set. So 21-12, the girls from Bermuda getting ahead of Scotland there. Scotland are fierce fighters, and that no lead is safe against them. Just about ready for the second set to begin. Boardman and Jagielska, great friends. And Boardman was saying before the tournament that they've been playing for about 2 years, and they've had a great sense of communication with each other. He described Jagielska as being an easy person to communicate with, talk to, and partner with. So it's a great start to their bond and friendship. Boardman does well to keep that alive, and Jagielska gets it on, helps it on its way. Didn't rise high enough and took it very early there. And that's Roque getting that out of play. That's out. Mozambique had a great start to the tournament, defeating Bermuda 2-0 before getting past Vanuatu 2-0. However, they lost out in the quarterfinals in straight sets to the New Zealand pairing of Hinton and Stevenson. Rocky does well, and Bago helps it over. That's out. After that loss to Hinton and Stevenson against New Zealand in the quarterfinals, they would have defeated Scotland 2-0 earlier today, and now find themselves in a tough battle here with England. The European power showing their class already here, ahead 21-10 and 2-all in the second set. Both teams are well supported. Members of the rugby teams of South Africa, England were here earlier. A few of the rugby players still here. We're also graced with the presence of the father of Danny Cipriani, the former England international. He was here to have a look at proceedings. I'm sure the England players would recognize the Danny Cipriani, former Wasps fly half. Outstanding player in the English League. And that's just too low. Bango just dropping to the ground, unable to get under that one. It was really spinning and a lot of topspin on that and coming down viciously. 5-2 for England at the changeover. Certainly we will hope to see more of Jagielka and Boardman in the future for England at the senior level and at some of the other international games, Youth Olympics and of the like. European Championships also. Great bit of work there by Boardman again, as we also do hope to see the likes of Roque and Bango representing Africa at the African Nations Confederation in volleyball, and hopefully to see them at Commonwealth and Olympics. That's good. That's in. That was Bango there, getting that one over the net. It's still England trail here, the Mozambique team 3-6. That's out. So many England careers have been launched here at the Commonwealth Youth Games. The swimming star, Tom Dean, won 7 medals in the pool at Birmingham 2022. Boardman there. Great attempt, though, but that was a really fiercely struck one by Bango. Tom Dean started, he first was noticed at the 2017 Commonwealth Youth Games, winning gold in the 200 individual medley and silver in the 400 meters. 7 medals at Birmingham last year. That's a good bit of work, and England now 8-4 ahead. That's out for Mozambique. A lot of interest in this game, we're told, from the Mozambique coach and others around the team. Certainly in Maputo, there's a lot of people watching this game. Welcome to the broadcast. In a spot of bother here, Mozambique. At the changeover, it is England once again that hold the lead here. Football is, as you would imagine, hugely popular in Mozambique. Well, the country has produced the likes of Eusebio. Joelpreet Songa, I think, also has roots in Mozambique. French tennis player. Another good bit of work. Correction. Songa from the Congo. His father from the Congo. He's, of course, French. So at the changeover here, England once again in the early stages, taking control of the second set. Problems here for Mozambique. So here's what's happening so far. Bermuda leading Scotland 21-12. That's on the other court. And it is the Bermuda team also in front in the second set. And 8-7, just a point ahead at the moment.
Se ela bater, vou até. Não vale a pena entrar no bloco. Você sabe que espaço aberto. É para aí.
So we need to find some way back into this game in this phase. This is Bango knocking that one up. Kept in here. That'll get over the net. Turnover to England. Boardman almost did enough there to win the point. They'll have to go on the defensive now. Boardman, can she set up something here for Jagielska? She does. That's wide. And Mozambique were in contention for so long at that point, only for the put away to go awry. That's out. And the other game, the Scottish rugby team is here, and they are certainly giving their team full support on the other side as the Scots battle and hope to get a second set win. Oh, brilliant stuff there by Roque. Now she has to do it again, and does. Oh, that was good work by Roque. Saved it initially, and then with the just rolling it over the net and in a good space to pick up the point. Into the net, exactly what they didn't want to this point. Roque didn't get the contact on it, started very low, and banged into the middle of the net almost. Oh, excellent block. Brilliant stuff there. Great block at the net. And England continued to hold the lead, 15-6 here. And in terms of the blocks, that was the third successful block for England, just one for Mozambique. 20 opponent errors for England so far, just 7 for the Mozambique team. And the stats are trending towards England. 43% conversion rate for attacks for England so far in the match. But in this second set, England have converted 2 of their 9 attacks. Mozambique 3 of 15. Just slightly ahead in terms of attacks converted here, England. But in terms of blocking, England have been brilliant in the second set. 100% rate in their blocks. 3 of 3 so far. Boardman has 9 points so far in the game, 4 of 10 attacks converted. Jagielska 9 points, 5 of 11 her stats. That's in. And once again, that was Bango. She has 9 points so far in the match. And she has attacking rate 7 of 19. So she has been easily the aggressor that tried hard to keep the ball away from her. Rocky very much in a defensive role. She has to get this one over. She does well. Boardman can't reach it. Not enough of a contact on it for Boardman. Still, England have a very comfortable lead here. Well, they've been irresistible so far. England trying to stop them will be like trying to stop the waves at Turtle Beach next door. So they've been so dominant in this match. That takes the net cord. Jagielska gambled left. Fortunately, it went right. It's almost as though the door is closing softly behind Mozambique in this competition. Good bit of work there, getting that one back, Roque. Just couldn't do enough with the poke forward. Doesn't even make the net. Great work. Once again, it is Bango. She continues to run the offense here for the Mozambique team. So far, her figures, as to bring you up to date with that, 10 points already for her. 8 out of 20 attacks converted. Excellent get by Roque. Unfortunately, her cross-court shot hits the net. So 2 wins at the start for Mozambique. Unfortunately, since then, just a 1 win against Scotland to show for it. And this is their 5th match of the competition. Tough schedule for them. 5 matches in 5 days. That's 5 matches in 4 days, correction. I think they did have a day off as a result of winning in the quarterfinals. Today's day 5, and this is their 5th match. 2 matches today. So it is asking a lot out of them. Now Jack drops to the sand, and England 19 points to 11 in the second set, closing in on another victory that will give them 5th place in the competition. That's not the final position they wanted. They talked about medals before coming to the Caribbean. Unfortunately, that has not happened. Knocked out by Kenya in the quarterfinals. Match point for England. That's long, and that's the match. England winning the second set 21-11, and they've completed a very comfortable victory here against Mozambique 21-10, 21-11, and here is how it went in the second set. Just 6 of 23 attacks converted by Mozambique, and England, despite just 3 of 14 attacks converted, they were able to get the win here. 3 aces for England, and benefiting from a couple of faults from the Mozambique team. So the teams will meet in the middle shortly. They're meeting with the officials right now, and that's the end of the match here. England have clinched 5th place, and Mozambique finish in 6th place in the competition. Right now, there is a battle going on for 7th and 8th place. That's between Scotland and Bermuda. We'll turn to that shortly. Here we are. Now across to it. And that one on a short break here. Let's see how that one's going. It is Scotland that have fought back in the second set, and they are just 1 point away from clinching the second set and putting this one to a third. Well, this one's going to be very interesting here. Scotland keep that alive. That's in. And 1 of 5 set points available to Scotland are gone. They still have 4 set points, and now at the technical timeout and the changeover, the Scots, represented by Alexandra Clegg-McKeon and Una Bell, they are in charge of their destiny in this second set. Pretty dominant performance in the first set from the Bermuda team, 21-12. So England finishing in 5th place, and their members of their team meeting with their families just outside of your picture. And the officials for the game for this 7th and 8th, Lai Rocio from Dominica, and Christina Risac from Puerto Rico, second referee for today. A Spanish crew has guaranteed me that Risac is a Catalan-inspired name, or at least a Catalan name. They're telling me that the X is not seen anywhere else in Spain, but in Catalonia. Well, and there we have it. Scotland have finally taken 1 of their set points, and they have the second set 21-16. So this one is heading to a third set, and here's how it's happened so far. Here's the story of the second set. Scotland much improved, 8 of 26 in the second set, and it was the Bermuda team, 8 of 26, identical figures, but as you can see, there are 5 aces for Scotland in there, and that has proven to be the difference. They've won this second set by 5 points. So congratulations to Scotland. They have won the second set, and now there's a decider coming up. Don't forget, after that, 2 men's matches coming your way. 5th and 6th classification. St. Lucia, 6th and 7th. 5th and 6th, it's going to be South Africa versus Australia. And 7 and 8, it's going to be St. Lucia versus Rwanda. Those are the 2 remaining matches coming up. So we'll have action in that coming up in just a little bit.
Map.
Here's the start of the third set of play between Bermuda and Scotland. It is already Scotland that trail here by 1 point to nothing to the Bermuda team. And the motivation all with Scotland. They need the bigger size of support here. The whole Scotland rugby team is here to support them. And what a way to support their team. Scotland rugby team winning the gold medal yesterday in the rugby sevens here in Tobago, defeating Fiji 25-20 in the finals. So ton of gold medals away to our left here, supporting the Scottish team. So great to see them here and supporting their squad. I'm sure that Clegg-McKeon and Bell would be very happy to have them here. Oh, that's a wonderful stop there by Clegg-McKeon, and she has to do it again, and does. Bell's putting the pressure and earns the point. Well, that's a great stop there from Scotland. I tell you what, their game has really been lifted, given that they now have the support of the rugby team. Well, there's... And another point there to Scotland. Scotland again picking up another point here, 4-1. And there will be a technical timeout. They've seen enough here, the Bermuda team, and they've decided to call the technical timeout. So you can see the score there, the Scots. They are looking on. They are on court 2. On court 2, and just in front there's the road that leads up to Blackrock. On court 1, the Australians will be taking on South Africa in their next game. So the Australian pair of Mitchell Croft and Rocker, Mitchell Croft to closer to you. He's serving the ball right now. And Rocker Graham, Chet Rocker Graham, they're just getting warmed up. The official is just going through the routines, getting the net as high as it needs to be for this match. So the teams are coming back out with Scotland leading 4-1. Very fast out of the blocks here, Scotland, in this decisive third set. Remember, it's a race to 15, and you must be 2 points ahead to take the third and deciding set. Tiebreaker set here. Scotland on the far side, and they will serve. And here's Bermuda in some problems here already. Gazard has to get this one over and can't. Kaylee Hamilton and Natalie Gazard representing Bermuda here, the British overseas territory. Scotland, part of the British Empire. That's in. Hits the line. And the rugby team really enjoying themselves out there behind the bleachers. There's barely a shirt on any of the rugby team players at the moment. They're supporting the girls and getting their tans done at the same time. Dare say the volume of the support from the Scots team has really put off the Bermuda team here. We've seen a real spike in the industry by the Scots team since the rugby guys have gotten here and put in their support. So far, set 3 of 7 successful attacks for Scotland. That's the story of this decider. That's out. Not a mistake here by Bermuda. And Scotland, well, they are halfway there already to victory and possibly clinching 7th place here. 8-2 ahead, Craig McKeown and Bell. It's going to be the left-handed Bell to serve with the rugby team just to her back. Oh, that's into the net. And the oohs and ahs go up just behind her. Bell and Craig McKeown have an excellent relationship. You can see that in the way they play together. Never see any arguments between them at all. They are the smallest of the teams so far. Most of the teams, especially like the Australians, are hulking figures. But the Scottish team, despite their lack of height, they've been quite industrious all the way through. That's in. Excellent work by the Bermudans to pick up another point. 9-4. They need to find something here late in this game. Another point to Scotland. They continue to march on towards what could be a victory here for them. That's how it's gone so far for Scotland. Started off with 2-0 losses to both Canada and New Zealand. Still managed to get into the round of 16, where they defeated Vanuatu 2-1. Little flurry of points here for the Bermuda team. Scotland then lost out to Australia in the quarterfinals, and they also lost in the fifth earlier today. They lost out to Mozambique, and now they are 1-1 against the Bermuda team in this one, in the third set, and it is Scotland that have the lead. They also have a 5-point lead, so a lot of work to do here for the team out of the Atlantic. That's a very good serve. So it's now starting to ebb away from Scotland as Bermuda picked up 4 points in a row. Yeah, just to talk about the Scottish supporters here. So at the break, 10-7. And the courts demand constant attention. These two young men have been hard at it all the way through the competition. This is day 5. I wouldn't be surprised that the rake feels like an extension of their arm at the moment. They've done quite a lot of work here. They might have dreams about raking sand for a couple of days after this tournament ends. But the volunteers and the lines judges, as well as the officials, have been very good here in Tobago. And despite a few little queries here and there, it's generally gone on very smoothly here in Tobago in the competition. A few upsets along the way, but that's all part and parcel of the tournaments. So Scotland ahead, 10-7. They're in the backcourt. And it is the Bermudans to serve here. Gets that over. Let's see what Bell can do with this here. And that's another point. Well, they're really starting to string together points here. Just to the left of your picture, that's the rugby team, the Scotland rugby team, and I can tell you, not a shirt on any of them. They're working on their tans at the moment. Gold medal yesterday. Not seeing any gold medals, but they have them in their hotel rooms. And Scotland finally breaking the sequence of 5 unanswered points here by Bermuda. And they edge closer to victory. 4 points away, but they hold a 3-point lead on their counterparts from Bermuda. Well, they can't keep that alive, and Scotland creep ever closer here. Defeat is stalking Bermuda at the moment as Scotland get closer to clinching the 7th place here in the Commonwealth Youth Games here at Blackrock in Tobago. Excellent serve to start off. Scotland in defense now. Craig McKeown. And Bell, the lefty, unable to get that one over. Excellent put away. And the smallest of the figures in this competition, Craig McKeown, wins the point there for Scotland. She's done her part in this competition for her team. Let's see, can they finish it off here, Scotland? 2 points away from victory. That's an excellent stop, and there's one of them. First match point for Scotland. And what a remarkable turnaround this is for the Scots. After losing the first set and looking very timid, losing it 12-21, winning the second 21-16, and now on the verge of victory here. Chance here for Craig McKeown to put an exclamation mark on things. That's out. 1 match point gone here for the Scots. They have a few more, 4 in all, to clinch it here. No room for error now for Bermuda. That's excellent work. Cross court and the point here to Bermuda. So second match point snuffed out by the Bermuda team. Scotland rugby team certainly enjoying their time here in Tobago. They will be leaving as champions. 1 point for Scotland to win here. Third match point Bermuda have to win this point. Oh, and they have. Craig McEwen going left. The ball went the other way. It's like they're going down the middle here. 2 more match points for Scotland. Can they accept one of them? Bell. Oh, that's mistimed and kept in here by Bermuda. That was a brilliant bit of play. Into the net and victory for Scotland. Scotland have won the third set, 15-11. So victory for Scotland in the third set, and they have clinched 7th place in the tournament. Scotland finished 7th, Bermuda are 8th, and on the other side, the game already decided. England finished 5th, and Mozambique finished in 6th place in this competition. So congratulations to Scotland, a good win to end off the competition. And here's how it went for them. 7 of 17 points converted. As for the Bermuda team, 5 of 17. And 5 aces for the Scots. 3 for Bermuda to go with it. And that was the end of a very good game. Another 3-setter we've had. We've had quite a lot of them in the latter part of the tournament. But that's what you expect as you come down to the end of it. And there's confirmation. Scotland winning a great come-from-behind victory for the Scots here at Blackrock in Tobago. And what a way to sign off from the competition. So coming up, just to remind you, coming up we have 2 more games to share with you. South Africa will play Australia in the featured game at 5 p.m. That's for 5th and 6th place, and at 7th and 8th place. St. Lucia, the last Caribbean team remaining, they will play Rwanda. Certainly hope that you will join us for that. That's due to start at 5 o'clock.
I'm proud to be DNT. I'm proud to be DNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be DNT. So proud to be DNT. I love this place. It's my country. Where we throwing javelin and pelting waste. There's room for every creed and race. Greetings with a big warm embrace, like medium heavy all kind of taste. Where steel pan hums and it as a drum. We love the night and embrace the sun. We dance in the street and go budding mother. When the iron beat you go feel the love. We have fruits for all kind of season, limes for all kind of reason. This place is full of a plenty passion. So proud this my nation. I'm proud to be DNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be DNT. So proud to be.
Mobile celebrates all the things that make us proud. We are proud to be TNT.
It's only when I go abroad and I see what is out there and I come back and I measure against what is here. There is no comparison to beauty.
Some writings of our history, it is said that Christopher Columbus called it Bella Fauna, meaning beautifully formed.
Natural, beautiful, peaceful. Yes, I get emotional. That's why I'm here.
One of the fascinating things about nature, there is always something new, and especially in the tropics where there's such wide diversity, persons can experience and have the awe associated with some of the beaches we have, aquatic life we have, some of the fascinating birds we have within a day, within a short period of time.
have the Caribbean Sea on one side, you have the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. On our doorstep, a fringe reef that wraps around the entire area. You have this huge amount of biodiversity and liveliness of the entire water that surrounds the island. We also do bioluminescent nighttime tours, which are like an escape into the deep, dark secrets of this, glowing phenomenon. It's like this almost cosmic effect. It's just something to be seen.
I know everybody in the village, and everybody know me. That is the nice thing about here.
Tobago is used to the extended family. There was always a grandmother, aunt, uncle. There was always love.
We eat and we drink, we laugh, and everything together.
Tobago, in one word to me, beautiful. Beautiful place to live.
It gives me great pleasure to be in Tobago and do what I do.
The sunsets here are probably bar none some of the nicest I've seen.
I would describe Tobago of one of the clean, serene, and the best place that anyone could come. Be easy, be happy, and have a good time. There is nothing to compare to.
This little dot called Tobago exists, and come visit.
I'm proud to be TNT. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be TNT. So proud to be TNT. I love this place. It's my country. Where we throwing javelin and pelting waste. There's room for every creed and race. Greetings with a big warm embrace, like medium heavy or kind of taste. Where steel pan hums and it as a drum. We love the night and embrace the sun. We dance in the street to go burning mud. And when the iron beat you go feel the love. We have fruits for all kind of season, limes for all kind of reason. This place is full of a plenty passion. So proud this my nation. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be TNT.
Be Mobile celebrates all the things that make us proud. We are proud to be TNT.
be TNT. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be TNT. So proud to be TNT. I love this place. It's my country. Where we throwing javelin and pelting waste. There's room for every creed and race. Greetings with a big warm embrace, like medium heavy, all kind of taste. Where steel pan hums and it as a drums. We love the night and embrace the sun. We dance in the street and go out in mud. And when the iron beat, you go feel the love. We have fruits for all kind of season, limes for all kind of reason. This place is full of a plenty passion. So proud this my nation. I'm proud to be TNT. I love this place. This is my country. I'm proud to be TNT. So proud to be.
Mobile celebrates all the things that make us proud. We are proud to be TNT.
It's only when I go abroad and I see what is out there and I come back and I measure against what is here. There is no comparison to beauty.
Some writings of our history, it is said that Christopher Columbus called it Bella Fauna, meaning beautifully formed.
Natural, beautiful, peaceful. Yes, I get emotional. That's why I'm here.
One of the fascinating things about nature, there is always something new, and especially in the tropics where there's such wide diversity, persons can experience and have the awe associated with some of the beaches we have, aquatic life we have, some of the fascinating birds we have within a day, within a short period of time.
You have the Caribbean Sea on one side, you have the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. On our doorstep, a fringe reef that wraps around the entire area. You have this huge amount of biodiversity and liveliness of the entire water that surrounds the island. We also do bioluminescent nighttime tours, which are like an escape into the deep, dark secrets of this, glowing phenomenon. It's like this almost cosmic effect. It's just something to be seen.
I know everybody in the village, and everybody know me. That is the nice thing about here.
Tobago is used to the extended family. There was always a grandmother, aunt, uncle. There was always love.
We eat and we drink, we laugh, and everything together.
Tobago, in one word to me, beautiful. Beautiful place to live.
It gives me great pleasure to be in Tobago and do what I do.
The sunsets here are probably bar none some of the nicest I've seen.
I would describe Tobago of one of the clean, serene, and the best place that anyone could come, be easy, be happy, and have a good time. There is nothing to compare to.
This little dot called Tobago exists, and come visit.
Well then, welcome back to Day 5 action, Beach Volleyball Commonwealth Youth Games 2023, live from Corland Beach Sporting Arena in Black Rock, Tobago. I'm Vidya Ramphal to take you through the afternoon games, the 5 p.m. games for 5th and 6th, South Africa versus Australia. That's our featured game. We also have for you 7th and 8th, St. Lucia versus Rwanda. We'll be dipping in and keeping you up to date with the scores in those particular games. Let's start off with South Africa and Australia. Australia represented by Mitchell Croft. He's the number 1, and 2 is Jet Rocker Graham. That's his real name. It's quite a swanky name, isn't it? Jet Rocker Graham. Sounds like something you'll hear in some sort of a rock band out of Australia. South Africa, they have Jaden Cristiano Cupido and Deloshan Valetium. They are the two players for the South African team. Both teams usually wear yellow and green, but the Australians have had to wear their second kit today, and they will be defending to start off here. The ball is in the hands of Jaden Cristiano Cupido, and here are your officials for today. Martin Swayze of Belize is the first referee, and second referee is from Dominica, Julian Serafine. Here we go. It's Republic of South Africa against Australia. 5th and 6th playoff, and that is an attempt there by Cupido to get us started in the best possible way. It has gone out of play. Here's Rocker Graham. Well, that's a great block there by Croft, and both of the Australian players are miles above the height of the South African team. It's like Land of the Giant stuff here, Australia versus South Africa. But I'm sure the South African boys are enjoying the competition. And once again, Croft is there to make the block. He is easily the tallest man in the competition. And I believe he's about 6'5" or so, Croft. He is really a fine specimen. If you want to build a beach volleyball player, well, Croft would be a prototype. Well, that's great bit of work there. Rocker Graham getting on the board here in Black Rock, Tobago, a part of Tobago that's famous for Fort Bennett. The Dutch fort was built between 1628 and 1636. Excellent bit of work there by Graham to make the stop and hammers it into the court. That one went between the two South African players with some power. I tell you what, they are enjoying themselves, the two South Africans. They know that nobody's giving them a chance against these Australian players. But they're going to give everything. Whoa, they've responded with a spike of their own. Wow. Two very, very powerful spikes there. And, well, the South African apologizing to the Australian, but I don't think that was necessary. The Australian say, don't worry, mate. And he continues. It's all part of the game, after all. Latium keeps that alive. And Croft sets it up for Rocker Graham. Well, that was so good. Got that spike down. And it is the Australians ahead 5-2 at the break here. Well, from the early glances and glimpses of what has happened here in this game, it looks like South Africa are outgunned at the moment by these two giant Australians. But they are relishing every opportunity here. This is the last game for both teams of the competition. And it is going to be service in the hands of Delosian Volleyball. Oh, great block. Cupido at the net there. Brilliant stuff from him. He enjoyed that. Not often you see him getting the block at the hands of these two Australians, but this is going to be an open match. You can just get the feeling it's like both teams going all out. It's going to be an entertaining one. It's not by Croft. Yep, clearly lifting that one over the net. That's the signal from the referee. And we could have spotted that from here. Yeah, the open hand instead of the closed fist made contact with that particular ball. Well, the service errors really did bother the Australians against England yesterday when they were knocked out of the competition. They're still here in the placement games. Ooh. Crofty again, rising high and slamming that one down. Easy to spot Crofty from our cameras. He's the one with the hat on backwards. Gets it past the defense of Croft. Rocker Graham. That's another point to Australia. Another one lifting the ball, says the referee. Excellent block once again. Wow, Cupido is enjoying himself here. That's the second block he's put down today. They might end up losing this game, but tell you what, these two are going to fight all the way through. Really like what I'm seeing so far in this match. Open field to it, a lot of action. Palladium with the dig, and again, it's over the head of Croft. Croft does well to keep that in for the Australians. And Jet goes flying away to guide that over the South Africans and onto the sand here. 9-5 the lead at the turnover. South Africa coached by Kwadi James out of Free State. And these two young men, both having parents who absolutely adored the sport and have coached them from a very young age. There was little chance they would be playing anything else but volleyball. And here they are, representing their country. Really excelled at secondary schools level and also excelling at the inter-provincial level. Too hot to handle there from Croft. Certainly, Australians would have come in as favorites to take the gold medal outside of England here today. They would have been a favorite for a medal. And unfortunately for them, meeting England in the quarterfinals. That's the luck of the draw. Just crawling over the net. 11-5 lead for Australia. Will that land in? No, it's out.
Yeah.
Graham couldn't guide that one onto the sand here. That one hitting, just missing the line by about a couple of feet. But these two Australians, Croft and Rocker Graham, as with their South African counterparts, have had to shelve their disappointment and come back out and play for their countries. Certainly is very difficult for these two. And good attempt there by Palladium with the block. He's had a couple of blocks already. Very difficult to come back out and play these placement games after the very disappointing end to their chances of winning the tournament. Australia have been 2 for 2 for their blocks. They lead by 13-8 going into the changeover. As for South Africa, 3 out of 5 of their blocks have been successful so far, and it has been Deloshan Palladium to effect those blocks. 23% of the attacks have been converted by Australia. None of the attacks for South Africa have been converted so far. And in the other match on, it's St. Lucia versus Rwanda. Rwanda leading by 6-5. There's some dangerous customers, the Rwandan players. I was telling you earlier, we are in Black Rock here in Tobago. A lot of historical sites outside of Fort Bennett, the 16th or rather 17th century fort. There's also the Black Rock Moravian Church, which was built back in 1858 by missionaries. That's one of the features here of Black Rock. There's also the famous steel band here in Tobago, Cats and Jammers, the pride of Blackrock, one of the leading steel orchestras in Trinidad and Tobago, a medium-sized band here from Tobago and always competitive in the national panorama competitions. Just didn't get that one in. Well, Rocker Graham is a little bit uncertain as to what happened there. Well, he's still asking what's going on, but the point will go the way of the Republic of South Africa. Oh, that was too much to handle. Really like the spirit of these South Africans. They are fighting for everything here. And Deloshan Valetium almost getting around that one. That's out. Australia certainly applying the pressure here on South Africa. And they said they would be favorites to win this one. They have started far better of the two teams. That's out. And he might be shorter, Valetium, than the likes of Croft and Rocker Graham. But that's not preventing him from putting in a really good effort here at the net. In fact, he has been overpowering the taller Australians at a couple of times already. That's in. Good work by Valetium. In fact, the South Africans, True Valetium, they have 3 out of 6 successful blocks already. Australia hasn't added a block since the first minute of the game. Can he keep this in play? Cupido. Yeah, it's down the line. And every time he goes up in the air, there's a cry of jet. And certainly has responded there to his team. Well, commentators curse really as soon as you praise players. Well, they go and do something like that afterwards. Well, at the break here, it's Australia leading 13-11. I'll give you a sense of the medal table while we're on the break here. Australia is still firmly in front. In fact, Australia have picked up 5 more medals today. 40 medals in all for Australia. 15 gold, 12 silver, and 13 bronze. And the host country, Trinidad and Tobago, celebrating 2 more medals today. 2 of the cyclists in the Trinidad and Tobago cyclists finishing in 2nd and 3rd position in the men's sprint final. Ooh, excellent reflex work there by Rocker Graham. And that's even better. Brilliant reflexes. As one of his teammates is saying, bread and butter stuff. He's tapping the right side of his head with his finger. Yeah, congratulations to Seidel Samaru and Daniel James. They have won silver and bronze, respectively, for Trinidad and Tobago here at the Commonwealth Youth Games in cycling. First medals for TNT in cycling at the Games. Congratulations to the 2 young men. For the home country, now up to 8 medals. That's absolutely brilliant. 3 golds, 3 silvers, and 2 bronze medals. Australia 2 points away from wrapping up the first set against a very game South African team. That's out. More relaxed field from the Australian supporters. They believe that their team will wrap up this one pretty quickly. And there's another example of their belief why. And Crofty is pointing to his head and saying that's a smart play. It certainly was. 2013. And the big figure of Croft. About to serve here. There he is. Oh, he is an awesome sight going up there for those power serves. Surprised that the Australian cricket setup hasn't gotten him involved in their program. He would be a fearsome sight. And that's with that bit of subtlety there from Croft. That is the first set to Australia, 21-14. So 21-14 to Australia, and Rocker, Graham, and Croft converting 10 of their 28 attacks. And look at this, just 1 of the 22 attacks from South Africa converted, and that's just a tribute to how good the Australians were in defense here. So that's the stats from the first set, and here's confirmation of the scoreline in the first set, 21-14 in this race to 3. Australia will be heavily favored to wrap it up in 2 here. Their supporters are expecting it. Nay, they are demanding it at the moment that Australia finish this one off quickly. Here's what's happening in the other game. That one's progressing a bit more slowly. Rwanda 14-7 ahead of their opponents, St. Lucia. That one's progressing at a slower rate. So here we are. And the St. Lucians, a lot of longer rallies in this one. The rallies with the Australia-South Africa game have tended to be a lot shorter, more pointed, and a lot faster. A lot more rallies here between these two, St. Lucia and Rwanda. Oh, that's great from Charles. Victor, well, with the blind roll, puts it out of play. Back with Australia versus South Africa. And it's South Africa to get us underway. That's the ideal start for Australia. Rocker Graham finding the line here again. Boy, he has been painting the lines today. Lesham does well to keep that in. Oh, another spike of authority here from the Australians. Well, they're taking no prisoners early here. The men in black and green at the moment. That's in. South Africa will try to keep them honest, but it has been a thorough examination of the technique of these South Africans by the Australians. It's almost like the Spanish Inquisition with volleyballs. Oh, that's of some authority. And Delochin getting up high. Australia had peeled off the net, and he found the space in between Croft and Rocker Graham quite well. One of their set pieces that has worked for them during this match. What's happened here? Well, I think the official has pointed out that there was a foot fault. And Delochin is appealing his case. He's saying, well, no, I wasn't on the line at all, but the referee's decision is final. And Australia presented with a point, 4-2 ahead now. Cupido sets it up here for Delochin. Just misses the sideline. Good defense by Croft. And at the changeover, it is the Australians leading 5-2. Remember, they took the first set 21-14. Certainly is a great place to be, Tobago, if you have the chance to come here. And every year, Mother Nature blesses Tobago with the leatherback turtles returning to land and nest. A rare and moving sight happens between March and September, with these gentle giants emerging from the water under the cover of darkness. Certainly is something to see. It's worth the price to get here to see the leatherback turtles. And in fact, Turtle Beach, which is quite close by, is famous for the leatherback turtles coming up. They travel from halfway across the world, just like the men on the other side of the net. They come from Australia all the way here to nest. That's out. Well, the Australian supporters are so relaxed at the moment. They're just behind the South Africans, so you can see their heads at the bottom of your picture. I think they're pretty sure their team's going to win this. Just missed that one. Well, it's been given to South Africa. That's out. Yeah, it is out. No one missed by some way. Not sure what Rocker Graham saw, but I think we saw that was clearly out. It was very close to the second referee, so he would have seen that pretty easily. Another great bit of play by Rocker Graham. When you look at the teams, the influence of parents does come to mind. Several of the players here today, their parents are here to support them in victory and defeat. It's been very moving to see that. A huge part of success in sport and anything else. Support of parents towards their children. South Africa will claim that point. Last touch by Australia.
Yeah, no.
Well, touched the net there. The net is still reverberating. You can just possibly see it there. And that's one of the Australians, or is it the South African, actually, Palladium, who had come up and touched the net, attempting to make that defensive shot. Well, he got a touch on that, and that's the point to the Australians again. They're into double figures. They lead by 10-4, and at the changeover, once again, it is the men in black and green that are leading. South Africa in the green and yellow. And as they approach the end where their supporters are, Rocker Graham is being called the rock and roller by his supporters. And it's been a really nice encounter here. Open field. Well, there have been a couple of mistakes, but Australia have kept them to a minimum. In fact, 12 errors for Australia, 14 benefiting the Republic of South Africa. That's a bit too wide. Idea was good, execution less so. 5 service faults for Australia so far in the game. Neither team has had a successful block in quite a while, as the style and the tactics have changed slightly here. And that is Croft getting into the act again. Can't keep that in play, Croft. Well, he's had 11 points so far, 2 out of 3 blocks, 2 aces out of his 9 serves so far, and Croft has had just about a 50% rate in terms of converting his attack, 7 out of 15. That's out. Rocker Graham, he hasn't had a successful block so far, but 8 out of 22 attacks converted and 8 points for him. That's in. Good work there once again by Jaden Cupido. Well, that should get him off the mark on points. Volleyball, he has produced 6 points already for his team. 3 out of 23 attacks converted. Rocker Graham was just leaning back as he hit that one. No surprise that it went traveling into the stratosphere. Australia still lead, though, in the second set action here. And so that's the scoreline so far. There it is. Australia winning the first set, 21-14, and leading 12-9 in the second set. And we'll keep you up to date on what's happening in the other game. St. Lucia losing the first set, 21-14, and they lead the second. Still early stages in that second set. They're leading 3-1. And great to see that Rio Victor is back on. There he is in the backcourt for St. Lucia, nearest to you. He had a second medical timeout, which took the full 5 minutes. He also had one the day before, so he's been in the wars here for his country. But he's back out again and battling for the colors of St. Lucia. St. Lucia known for producing fine cricketers. Darren Sammy, the current coach of the West Indies white ball team, and Johnson Charles, the hard-hitting all-rounder, is another one of those known to come out of St. Lucia. Here we are back with the Australia match, and it is Australia leading 12-9. They're receiving at the moment as Rocker Graham and Croft. Well, Croft can certainly be a walking menace if he's on a beach volleyball court. Good work there by Valetium. Saw that Rocker Graham was scurrying across to his right to cover the open court. And certainly a South African of Indian descent. And just like Sundar out of the St. Kitts and Nevis team. Pounded into the sand. No doubts about that one. Australia plays such an exciting brand of beach volleyball. Shame that they're not in the finals, knocked out by England, who are in the finals. That's just wide. Goloshin apologizes to Cupido for missing that one. He's hit a couple of those already in this match. Rocker Graham. Croft is there. Gets a touch on it, Croft. Good bit of play from the Australians. And Croft gets it into the sand, despite the best efforts from Delotion Valetium. The creative chaos of these two Aussies certainly has excited the crowd here at Black Rock in Tobago. Croft again, stirring up some more chaos for Australia. And all sorts of advice being screamed by the Australians. One that's popular in Australia, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. I don't know if that makes sense to our Spanish guys who are doing the graphics today. I think they have you all have an equivalent of that, don't you? Yeah, they do. I'll ask them to give me the translation at some point. Yeah, I've heard that saying Trinidad and Tobago's former ambassador to Australia, used to say that a lot. Mike Agostini ran for Trinidad and Tobago in Australia in the 1956 Olympics. That was his favorite saying. And just nice to be reminded of it by one of the Australian supporters. Agostini settled in Australia after the Olympics in 1956 and unfortunately a couple of years ago passed away in the country where he settled. Was always very close to Trinidad and Tobago. Had the pleasure of meeting him about 20 years ago. Oh, that's good work again by Volleyball. And here we are at the changeover. Australia leading again. And it's only a matter of time right now for the Australian team at this point. They definitely, in all sports they play, they have that fighter mindset. You'll never see an Australian with a victim mindset going out on the court. Or on the field, as the case may be. Rocky Graham. Wow. Textbook stuff there for the big man. Let's pump that into the net, Crofty. But defeat certainly stalking the South Africans at the moment. Australia just 3 points away from winning what will be their final match of the competition and confirming their position in 5th place. Not a bit of authoritative work. It was Croft that was targeted by the English. They were hitting everything to him early and just seemed to shake his confidence in the early parts of the game, as he would have provided a couple of mistakes. 7th service fault for the Australians. They tend to go to the power serve a lot, but they haven't quite executed as well as they would have wanted. 3 service faults for South Africa. Well, that's a great block there by Volleyball. He enjoyed that, didn't he? A roar of delight from the South African. That's the 4th successful block he's had for the match. The success rate 40%, but boy, 4 really good blocks against the much taller opponents. Into the net, and that is match point for Australia. First match point for the men from down under. 21-14 in the first set. It's 20-14. The slow hand clap started by Rocker Graham. Excellent serve by Croft. Oh, he couldn't deal with that one. I'll tell you what, that was a powerful blow there by the South Africans. Almost collected that one in the face here. I'm going to have to get a helmet to do some commentary tomorrow. Once the Australians and the South Africans are around. So still, second match point here for Australia. 20-15 is the score. And there it is. Victory for Australia, straight into the net. And Volleyball is disconsolate as he pumps that one into the net. But it is the Australians that will go home as 5th place. They've won the match 14-21, 15-21, and they have beaten South Africa here in straight sets. South Africa finishing in 6th place, Australia in 5th. And here's how the set went. 9 out of 20 attacks converted by the Australians, just 5 from the South Africans. And the cries of Aussie, Aussie, Aussie going around here, us here in the stadium. All part of the theatre here. The Australians exalt. Rocker Graham celebrating with his supporters. And certainly the South Africans, Cupido and Volleyball, have provided part of the spectacle here. So 5th and 6th place decided, 7th and 8th place still to decide. And we will be going across to the St. Lucia Rwanda game shortly. Here we are to the game between the home team. You have to say the St. Lucians have been adopted by the fans here in Tobago and Rwanda. Well, Rwanda have also gotten a lot of love here, got to tell you. from the Tobago supporters. The Rwandans have been very, very gracious in the way that they have gone about their volleyball here. They've always gone to the crowds after and thanked them for their support. And Rwanda looking good for 7th place at the moment. They are 21-14 ahead in the first set. And in the second set, 12-9 they lead. Coming up to the end of the technical timeout, and what a nice day it's been for the weather. We've had 4 days where we felt like we were in a microwave from first spike to the last one. Now today, rain this morning, and very pleasant weather here at Black Rock in Tobago. Out of your picture, a lot of blue sky and those lovely altocumulus clouds that signal fair weather. Rwanda still battling hard here. They're looking to close out a 2-0 win. Remember, tomorrow, gold medal matches coming up and the bronze medal matches. A lot of action tomorrow. I'll bring you up to date with those. Medals will be decided here in beach volleyball tomorrow. 6th and final day of the competition. Just 4 matches on tomorrow. That's good work again by the Rwandan team. Just to remind you, in Canada's men's and women's team have made it through to the finals. Canada women taking on Australia women. That's going to be a really feisty encounter. And in the men's match, England making it to their 2nd straight beach volleyball final. They will be taking on Canada's men. A match that, this part 2 really. We've seen that match in the competition before. Canada coming through in 3 tight sets. Victor. That was well handled by the Rwandan player. And Kayiranga doing the dig, and Mugisha slamming it home. Rwanda in the yellow and blue outfits, as you can see them. They're in the forecourt. And the St. Lucians trying to get this one over. That's Charles to get that over. Well, Mugisha's attempt at the spike coming to naught. Both of these young men from Rwanda have been really great with the crowds here. Big smiles on their faces. They really have enjoyed their time on the court and off the court in Tobago. And it's been a real pleasure having them here. Charles. Victor couldn't track that one down. Very legal. He had gotten a touch onto that to get it back onto the court, but couldn't reach it. So final match of the day. This is on court 2. Mishandled there by Charles. You really have to have a short memory when you're a sportsman. Push it aside and go on. So at the changeover, it is Rwanda 18 points to the good here. And they are leading 18-10. And the head starting to droop for the St. Lucian players. Contested well at the net, and Rwanda take the point. So that's 19 points for them. And this game may not outlast the Australian game by a long time here. Rwanda looking to close up victory. Straight into the net, and that's match point for Rwanda. Rwanda winning the first set 21-14, and now aiming to go a little bit better in the second set. 20-10 they lead. They have 10 match points available here. What an athletic bit of play there. Well, that's one match point gone. But they still have 9 to go here, Rwanda. Into the net, and another match point goes a begging here for the Rwandans.
I'll go back to Magdalena.
Rwanda looking to wrap up the game here. That's another brilliant block on the line there by Rio Victor. Rwanda's first victory was against Trinidad and Tobago in a hotly contested match. Rwanda winning 2-1.
Australia.
Since then, they've had a couple of defeats. Now they're looking to sign off with their second win of the competition, and again against the Caribbean team. That's it, and that's the match. Rwanda win it 21. They get to the magical figure here, and they have closed up shop 21-13, and that is going to be play for the day. So St. Lucia going down fighting here, 21-14, 21-13, and here's how the points were won in this second set. The Bugisha and Kairanga, 11 out of 23 points converted, attacks converted, and for St. Lucia, 6 out of 27 wasn't enough for them in this contest. So St. Lucia will finish in 8th place, Rwanda finish in 7th place as they have won this game 21-14, 21-13. So, and here's the confirmation of it, 21-14, 21-13. That's what's happened here today. Now let's look forward to tomorrow's matches. Bronze medal and gold medal matches coming tomorrow. Let's start off with the bronze medal matches. Starting at 10 o'clock, it's Kenya versus New Zealand. That's happening tomorrow. And then in the men's bronze medal matches, it's Cyprus versus New Zealand. Unfortunately, both New Zealand teams knocked out men's and women's at the semi-final stage. Now the gold medal matches, Canada getting both of their teams into the finals in the women's match, which takes place, first of all, at 3 p.m. Local Eastern Caribbean time. Canada versus Australia, and the Canadian men will take on England, the defending champions, in the gold medal match. We certainly hope that you will be joining us for that. Matches start tomorrow at 10 a.m. Kenya, New Zealand, and that's the first match tomorrow. We certainly hope that you will join us for that. On behalf of our crew here at BlackRock in Tobago for the Day 5 of the Beach Volleyball and the Commonwealth Youth Games, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Vidya Ramphal. It's a bye for now. I'll join you tomorrow at 10. Well done, guys. Well done, Daniel. Well done, sir.